Hello my friends, this is Lionel Anderson here with you guys with a brand new YouTube video. Today I'm coming to you guys with some important information. It's some bad news, I'm not gonna lie my friends. We're gonna be talking about how the summer of rolling blackouts and power outages is among us. That's right, very shortly we're gonna be seeing lots of blackouts, power outages, the power's going off. This is the New World Order's next move, my friends. So we're going to get into that, why it's happening, and how it's part of the New World Order agenda. But before we get into that, I'm just going to encourage everybody to subscribe if you're new. As I say, subscribe to survive. I cover it all from New World Order, Illuminati, extraterrestrials, UFOs, occult, and much, much more. And also, if you're a fan of my work and you want to help support me in doing what I do, check me out on Patreon, where you could get exclusive content you won't get anywhere else, and it helps me to continue doing these videos. I've got the occult class, health class, spiritual-based videos, Pleiadian channelings, much more. Okay, my friends? So the link is in the description. Your support means the world to me and helps me bring this information to you. Now let's just get to it, my friends. Well, I know I told you guys I was worried about this winter, about these power outages happening with the cyber attacks and all that, which I still do believe these cyber attacks are coming. But it looks like the New World Order might not even need this cyber event, because they could accomplish this with the power outages and the blackouts without the cyber attack. That's right. We don't have as much time as I thought. So I really hope you guys have been listening to what I've been saying in these videos. I hope you guys have been preparing food, water, self-defense, gold, silver. I really hope you guys have been doing that, because we are here. This is it. I'm going to read you an article, my friends. All you got to do at the end of the day, go to Google News and or DuckDuckGo News and just type in blackouts. Okay, that's all you got to do. And you'll get pages and pages of headlines like this. A southern Indiana utility warns rolling blackouts possible. Record India power demand stokes concerns of blackouts. It's going to be hot with a chance of blackouts. Summer blackouts bring deadly risk as heat waves grip the world. Facing a sizzling summer, large parts of the U.S. risk blackouts, government agency warns. Spiking temperatures could cause more blackouts. 1 billion people are at risk of rolling blackouts this summer. That's right. Pages and pages of these articles telling you. So let's just get into it. I'm going to read you an article all about it. Okay, my friends? It says here, global power grids are about to face their biggest test in decades, with electricity generation strangled in the world's largest economies. War, drought, production shortages, historically low inventories, and pandemic backlash. Energy markets across the planet have been put through the ringer over the past year, and consumers have suffered the consequences of soaring prices. But somehow things are on track to get even worse. Of course, my friends, all these things happening isn't just a coincidence. No. This is part of an agenda that's doing this on purpose to depopulate and bring chaos to society. So it says, blame the heat. Summer in much of the northern hemisphere is a typical peak for electricity use. This year, it's going to be sweltering as climate change tightens its grip. Oh yeah, it's climate change. Blame climate change. Oh, we better lock down because of climate change now too, right? It's already been so hot in parts of South Asia that the air temperatures are blistering enough to cook raw salmon. Scientists are predicting scorching months ahead for the U.S. Power use will surge as homes and businesses crank up air conditioners. The problem is that energy supplies are so fragile that there just won't be enough to go around, and power cuts will put lives at risk when there are no fans or air conditioners to provide relief from searing temperatures. Okay? It says Asia's heat wave has caused hour-long daily blackouts, putting more than 1 billion people at risk across Pakistan, Myanmar, Sri Lanka, India, with little relief in sight. 6 Texas power plants failed earlier this month as the summer heat just began to arrive, offering a preview of what's to come. At least a dozen U.S. states from California to the Great Lakes are at risk of electricity outages this summer. Power supplies will be tight in China and Japan. South Africa is poised for a record year of power cuts, and Europe is in a precarious position that's held up by Russia. Moscow cuts off natural gas to the region. That could trigger rolling outages in some countries. Wars and sanctions are disrupting supply and demand, and that's coupled with extreme weather and economic rebound from COVID boosting power demand. The confluence of so many factors is quite unique. I can't recall the last time they all happened together. Oh, yeah, like I said, my friends, not a coincidence. All these things happening, not a coincidence. It's all part of the New World Order agenda. See, this is the new normal, my friends. The new normal is blackouts, having no power, pandemics, food shortages. It's the new normal. This is what they want for us, okay? And it's happening. It's rolling out, my friends, this summer. Maybe in the next couple weeks, you're going to start seeing in the United States. Nowhere is safe, okay? It's going to happen in Canada too. I hate to break it to my Canadian brothers and sisters, but Canada's saying there's going to be blackouts as well. So why blackouts bring suffering and economic pain? Well, without power, human welfare will be under duress. Poverty, age, and proximity to the equator will increase the likelihood of illness and death from unrelenting temperatures. Prolonged outages would mean that tens of thousands may lose access to clean water. That's why it's very important you have a water filter, okay? I just bought one. $200, and it stores up to 8 liters, I think, of water. You could go down to the river and take that. It'll filter that water out so you could drink it. Or else you might dehydrate to death. Let's see. The world is grappling with more than 2 years of global supply chain duress caused by the pandemic, the spreading fallout from the war in Ukraine, and extreme hot weather caused by climate change. Oh, it's climate change. The main risk is that if we see major blackouts on top of all the other problems this year, that could trigger some form of a humanitarian crisis in terms of food and energy shortages on a scale that hasn't been seen in decades. And then it goes on to say about how this is also happening because they got old Biden there and all the New World Order elites wanting to go green. No more fossil fuels, no more this and that. So they're taking away our energy because of climate change. Oh, climate change. So we got to take away everything, and in result, power outages is going to happen. People are going to starve to death. People are going to dehydrate because we got to save the planet from climate change. Oh, I'm just so sick of this crap, my friends. So what's going to happen in the U.S.? Well, it says supplies of natural gas, the number one power plant fuel in the U.S., are constrained nationwide and prices are soaring. Power in much of the country and part of Canada will be stretched, according to the North American Electric Reliability Corporation. It's among the most dire assessments yet from the regulatory body. Consumers will be asked to step up to help keep the grid stable by curtailing their consumption. So yeah, they're going to say you can only use things a certain amount of time. You can't, you got to conserve the energy. In California, the most populous state, gas supplies are clipped even further because of pipeline rupture last year that has limited imports. Plus, climate change is fueling drought, severely curbing hydropower supplies. The Californian Independent System Operator said this month that the state may be at risk of blackouts for the next few summers amid extreme weather. See, the next few summers. This is the new normal. This is how it's going to be, my friends. And then it just goes on. Texas, its grid is in jeopardy. It says the U.S. is experiencing more outages globally than any other industrialized nation. About 70% of their grid is nearing its end of life. 70% of the United States power grid, I'm sure that includes Canada too, is nearing its end of life. This is it, my friends. This is it. So like I said, how are we going to combat this? Well, I hope you've been stocking up. I hope you've been growing food. And you got to build communities. You got to get with like-minded people in your area. Because at the end of the day, I've said it before, I'll say it again, the lone wolves are not going to survive this at the end of the day. If you're trying to do this by yourself, you need to try and get out there and come up with a plan, meet people, And you got to build a community, get in a community, so when the lights go off and this all happens, there's a community of people working together to stay alive, growing food. And that's all we got to hope for. We got to hope that humanity comes together instead of panicking and killing each other for food and stuff, that we work together. We work together to get everyone fed, to not starve to death, and to survive without power. This is going to bring us back 100, 200 years ago, before technology, before electricity and all that. That's what's happening. So like I said, the New World Order, they are going to do the cyber attacks on top of this as well. But they're at the point they don't even really need to do that, because they could already turn the power off and blame climate change. Oh, it's climate change. Okay? You're probably going to see power start to go off, maybe for a few days at a time, then it'll come back on. Maybe a week at a time, it'll come back on. It's rolling, right? It'll be happening lots like that. But eventually, I do believe they plan to just shut everything down and let things go right to chaos. But this is all part of the agenda to make us dependent on the government, dependent on them, so we need them. Because, and then they'll come to the rescue. Oh, okay, yeah, well, we'll keep you safe, but you have to comply and do everything we tell you. And then you'll get your power. Stuff like that. They got it all worked out, my friends. So we need to unite. We need to come together. We need to not comply with the New World Order. And we need to just say no, take them down. But yes, it's going to get rough. Because as soon as humanity starts winning, what are they going to do? They're going to turn the power off. Blame it on the power outages. Blame it on the cyber attacks. And then we're really screwed. So we really got to show them that as humans, we could live without the power. Okay? As long as you're stocked up on everything, as long as you're growing food, and as long as you got that community of people, I believe we'll get through this together. And we'll show the New World Order. We don't need them. We don't need their power. We don't need nothing. We could survive on our own. Humans have been surviving for thousands and thousands of years without power or technology. I know our generations are kind of doomed, though, since we grew up privileged with this technology. So yeah, a lot of people who grew up privileged with this technology and who weren't preparing, who aren't learning new skills, yeah, a lot of them are going to starve. Okay? Facts. Part of the New World Order agenda, depopulation. But the people who are smart, like you guys, and the people who've been preparing, we're going to survive this. And we're going to continue to learn how to live without this stuff, without power. And yes, it's going to be a hell of a thing, my friends. Like I said, this is the new normal. Life is never going back to the way it was, okay? Never. That's it. Those were the good old days. They're gone. The New World Order is collapsing the system, okay? They're going to destroy civilization. It is up to us to stop them and stop what they're doing. Yes, a lot of people aren't going to make it. But the survivors will. And we will take down the New World Order. And we will learn how to live without all this technology and crap. And maybe it'll be for the betterment of humanity. Maybe this technology and all that isn't good for us. And maybe it's time we do go back to the Stone Ages. Maybe things will get better without all that crap. So we'll see, my friends. Anyways, made this video, tell you, get prepared. Be prepared within the next month, 2 months, to start seeing these outages, these blackouts. And may God be with you. May the King be with you, my friends. Because we all need that hope. Okay, my friends? That's it. Hope you guys have a good one. Like I said, subscribe to survive. And join me on Patreon if you enjoy this information and I could use your support. Thank you. Link is in the description. You guys have a great week. Lionel signing off.